Morning on a Tuesday for you as you wake up on the morning of the NBA playoffs, or at least the play-in tournament with hockey going on. In this morning's edition of the opening drive, Tommy needs a place to live. Albert can still deliver a little bit. Avalanche open their playoff run, and Brian Hoyer is back home while Tommy is not. What's up, y'all? Merry Tuesday opening drive. Jeff Siembieda, J. Buck. How you living?
Living good, and who would have thought it was just Albert Pujols being the difference.
That's all you needed.
For the Dodgers.
See?
All you needed was a little Albert in your life.
The Dodgers signed Albert after he was just hanging out in Southern California, making all kinds of paper that the Angels were paying him, $30 million to be released. Dodgers said, come on over. We're banged up. If you can produce for us, you can find a place in an RBI single for Big Albert. In the big victory for the Dodgers yesterday as they, turned things around. I don't think turned things around. They beat the Marlins 3-1. Like that matters. A ton to do today for you. Lobo Golf is sitting in third place at the NCAA Regionals that they are hosting. We'll update you on where that's going. NBA playoffs tonight. Bob Baffert suspended by the Belmont Stakes. PGA Championship ready to go. But we'll start you with the NBA as we get set to get started today. You get the Eastern Conference play-in tournament begins 7-8 game. The winner moves on to the grid. Celtics and Wiz. Washington Wizards and Boston Celtics. And then the other game, Pacers and Hornets. The loser of that game will be eliminated. The winner of Pacers Hornets will move on to face the loser of Celtics Wizards for the opportunity to move into the grid as the number 8 seed. Wizards not healthy, JJ. Bradley Beal probably will not be healthy as deep as they're able to run. However far that is that they're able to go in the playoffs, which means I don't think that they can make a run in the playoffs no matter how far they get. But I love the intrigue that if they could get in as the 7 and play the Nets and with Russell Westbrook and Harden, Russell Westbrook and Durant. I mean, the intrigue there, that's what I want to see. I think they can beat the Celtics tonight with a not 100% Bradley Beal.
You are correct. And unfortunately for Washington, all it would be is narrative.
That's right.
Westbrook
It would be good narrative.
Because they're going to lose that series 4-0.
Yeah.
And it's not going to look pretty for the Wizards at all. It's one that I'm with you. They can beat the Celtics as is, get into the playoffs, and be good to go. But that's going to be about it because Bradley Beal, not being 100%, he's going to have to be the dude that is dropping 30 points per game while Russ is flirting with a triple-double for them to have any shot at least stealing a game from Brooklyn.
It's fascinating as far as the narrative, but to your point, Bradley Beal being what did he say, about 70%, 75%? I mean, it's just not going to be there. And so we'll see what they can do tonight. And they can get into the grid, and good job, good effort. I think the first round matchups in the East are not going to be, I don't think, as scintillating as the West will be. I think the West is going to be really interesting. I mean, there'll be some things that'll interest you, like the 6-3 matchup. Milwaukee and Miami is good. I think Knicks and Atlanta is sneaky good. I think that the other two series are not going to be. Where in the West, you're going to have the Lakers sitting at a 7 or an 8 seed, taking on a 1 or a 2, which is going to be something to look at. If Steph gets through, and the Warriors, he's always something to look at. They've got a puncher's chance. You and I both believe it's going to be Lakers 7, Golden State 8. I think we do, right?
Yes.
And so you'll watch Golden State and Utah with a little bit of intrigue. A Utah team, you want it all?
Well, I will. Steph Curry, but there's no way Steph's winning 4 games against the Jazz.
I agree with that, but I don't think it's a sweep either. Whereas you just told me to the point where Brooklyn and Washington would be, yeah, that's cute and it's a nice narrative, but it's a sweep. I don't think that's a sweep. I think they can win 2 games. I don't. I'm
taking the under.
Okay, you think they win 1, or do you think they get swept? I don't think they get swept.
1 crazy Curry game.
Okay.
For the Warriors.
All right, it's something to watch. So, I mean, the 7-2 series would be something to look at. Certainly the 3-6 series would be something to look at. Absolutely the 4-5 in the West as we get there. I got a lot of stuff in the NBA that I want to talk to you about. And I want to get into, as we go through today, is there a team well, there is, I think, a team and or a player that goes into this with the most on the line, whether it's legacy, whether it's pressure, who's going into the playoffs with the most on the line, and the obvious two are James Harden in Brooklyn and Giannis in the Bucks. Is there somebody else who's got more on the line in this playoffs? And we're going to get into that a little bit later. I want you to think about it a little bit. You can make a case for certainly both of those. I've heard the LeBron issue. I don't buy that for a second. I don't buy it on Steph. I don't buy it on Phoenix because I think they're young and they're just started. I mean, is it on Chris Paul? Not really. Is it on Kawhi and Paul George because of what happened last year? You can have that conversation as well. So as we go through the show today, I want to start talking a little bit about the playoffs and who's got the most on them. It's the most important playoffs for whom, individually and team-wise. Initial thoughts, I know we'll get into it a little later.
Right off the bat, it's Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
And for them, it's unfortunately worst case scenario because you start with Miami, a team that beat you last year, and Miami is a really good basketball team to be a 6th seed in the playoffs. And then if you advance, it's Brooklyn in a second round. So the pressure to me is on Giannis and the Bucks because that's a good basketball team. You look and say, all right, you have a superstar. The pieces around him work. Now, he doesn't have multiple stars around him like the Brooklyn Nets, and I think it's really interesting that you bring James Harden into that conversation because, yes, Kyrie's got one, Kevin Durant's got NBA championships, and Harden doesn't, but I don't look at him as having a lot of pressure because of the guys around him.
Well, I think you could see. I think I agree with you on Milwaukee, but I could be swayed over to James Harden. Because what's the narrative on James Harden? Disappears in playoffs, right? Hasn't won. Now he's with these two guys. I mean, if he doesn't win with these two guys, what's wrong with him? How does he not win? You got
I think James Harden could be terrible and that team still wins though. That's why it's hard.
All right, then he gets a ring.
Pressure on
then he gets
Harden.
a ring.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning got a ring with the Broncos, right? Then he gets a ring. Like I honestly believe that ring erases. He was part of getting him here, right? He when I heard the other day that these guys, the three of them, have only played together, the three of them, 8 games. 8 games. Makes me scratch my head. But I'll listen to the narrative that it's on Harden. That with all these great teams he's been on, and as close as he's been, he's never gotten there. He's never got. And first of all, I don't think they win a ring, and he's horrible. I just don't.
Yeah.
But to your point, if they do, and he still gets a ring. And that pressure's off of him, right? I mean, that pressure, that whole narrative that he's not a champion. Once you're a champion, you're a champion. You weren't a champion back in whatever year, and now you're not anymore. Once you're a champion, you're a champion. And that's all that's missing from that guy's legacy, right?
It is.
And the other, and we'll get into the Clippers.
That's one that one's hard.
Yeah.
With James Harden.
I'm looking to make it easy, man.
No, but so we're going to jump on James Harden because he can beat the Warriors. Like, who did? Like, Kevin Durant didn't.
Yeah, only LeBron.
With Russell Westbrook, and he went and joined him.
Yeah. No, I get it. But it's again, Malone and Stockton didn't win because they couldn't beat the Bulls, but they never won. Right? It still sticks to them to this day. Right? Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing didn't win a title because they couldn't get through the Bulls. You're right. Your point's not wrong. But what's missing in all those guys' careers? The one ring, right? And so that's why how many more chances do they get? You'd like to believe that core is going to be around for a while together, right? But don't you give the Nets as constructed at the core 3 to 4 years?
Yes,
I do too. And you got LeBron at 30 whatever, 36 I think. Is he 36?
Yeah, and that's why I don't think James Harden's at that level
At that desperation level.
That pressure's on him. It's all about him because it's like, well, there's Kyrie Irving and there's Kevin Durant, and even a poor James Harden performance is not going to sink the Nets like it would the Rockets in that situation, or with James Harden and then a Chris Paul or Russell Westbrook.
And that's why I think it is on him. Now I can make the argument as much as I agree with you on the Bucks. I could tell you, well, why is it on Giannis? I mean, he doesn't have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant around.
That's why.
Him. Well, because it'll never be. He can go join somebody.
Game,
he can go. They're done. They're done.
Yeah.
But he's younger. He can. He's coming up on free agency. He could. And again, I'm playing devil's advocate because I agree with you. But the argument could be, well, I mean, he can go join a super team, dude. He can go start the Knicks, right? He can go in the offseason and go to the Knicks, or he can go to the Mavericks and join. Although I hear Porzingis and Luka aren't getting along. But Porzingis calling Cuban out by name. So I think about it. We're going to go there, and I'm going to ask you that question. NBA stuff. Luke Walton looks like he's going to be retained after 2 years in Sacramento. They did not make the playoffs. They were 31-41, missed the playoffs by 2 games, or at least the play-in tournament. But word is Luke Walton is going to be retained in Sacramento. I want you to think about it. We're going to get into it coming up in a little bit about playoff pressure. Who's got the most riding on it? And what about the Clippers, man? Clippers jaked to fall down. I'm not sure that they're in a better situation playing the Dallas Mavericks in the first round than they might be playing Portland, but you can decide that. And I think ultimately it will be decided. We got some baseball to get into. Tom Brady needs a place to live if you've got a house to rent down in the Tampa Bay area. We get into some Lobo golf as well. Bob Baffert. There's a plethora of stuff going on. Let me give you a phone number to get in. It's 505-246-0610. That's how to get to us. That's area code 505-246-0610. Your emails will come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. On the Twitter, _JJ Buck. And on the Facebook where you can watch the show, check out J-Pole. 2 mornings in a row got up, and even Aaron's just sitting back with his feet up, hands behind his head, just going, I got J-Pole to do it today. That's who brought breakfast. Where's the breakfast service? I mean, typically their place is kind of like the House of Strauss. They get blueberry pancakes or something. You know what I'm saying? But Bob didn't get breakfast either. Ain't nobody eating breakfast this morning.
Nope, and I'm feeling it.
Yeah. Well, somebody go get some breakfast. It's the opening drive. Glad you're with us on Pro View Networks at 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Animal. Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing Top.
All right, we got baseball tonight. Oh, I moved my. Sorry. I thought that was taken care of. No, how about that? I just kind of tapped it and it's taken care of. Baseball tonight. Damn it. Wasn't better when we were home, right? Isotopes in El Paso. They'll wrap up their series tonight. What do we got? At 6:15 tonight. I don't know what to do here. Try another one. 246-0610 if you want to get in. 888. Is yours sound like that? Try yours.
Check 1 2. It might be this one actually.
I don't know. They got beat last night by a score of 9-3. Isotopes did. They have lost 10 of their first 11. Warren Schaefer's going to be with us tomorrow, the Isotopes manager. They're off to just a brutal start. The 9-game road losing streak, which dates back to the end of last year, the worst road losing streak for Albuquerque since they dropped 10 in a row away from the park in 2008, July of 2008. They scored a run in the ninth inning for the first time this season, if that means anything to you. Next up tonight, and then they come home for Oklahoma City. So you can listen. I don't know what to do, man. You can listen to Isotopes tonight here on the Sports Animal. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck. You sound better, right?
I don't know if I sound better or not. It could be the same thing because I'm still hearing it in my headset.
Yeah.
When I talk, so.
All right. We'll work on something. I'm not really sure where to go with this. All right, you got the hoops tonight. Baseball last night. Dodgers were winners. Albert Pujols in his first game with LA. RBI single, and we'll hear some of what he had to say as well as what Dave Roberts, the manager, had to say. I don't know that that's going to be a big deal. I think it's going to be made to be a big deal every time he does something, right?
Yes.
He's not going to be an everyday player. I think it's just going to be made to be. Well, look what Albert did. Oh, Albert got a big hit. Oh, see, that's good. But they win last night by the score of 3-1 over Arizona, and it's a beat up roster. It's a depleted roster. After Betts and Turner and Muncy, you're just going, okay, what now? Who Noisy and Beatty and Rayleigh and I guess Lux is part of what they were expecting to have.
It's not bad. Ultimately, for the Dodgers to be in this situation, because Mookie Betts, Justin Turner, Muncy, 1, 2, 3. Will Smith is pretty good at what he does.
Yeah.
So you still have 5 really good players in that lineup, and then you just piece it together. After that, and then Walker Buehler on the mound, and they say momentum's as good as the next day's starting pitcher, and that was the case for the Dodgers, Walker Buehler. So all the issues struggling, we just expect them to absolutely run away with everything, but they're still 5 games over 500.
But how good was Walker Buehler last night? 7 innings. He gave up 1 hit, struck out 7, walked 4. 1 hit in 7 innings. Bullpen came in. Gonzalez gave up a run in the 8th, and then Kenley shut it down for LA. They needed that. Look, what's wrong with the Dodgers? They're hanging around. That's what's wrong with the Dodgers. They're going to hang around for a little bit. James, good morning. Brewer James, you're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, James.
Good morning, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
Aaron Rodgers. Okay, he don't want to be there. Then why? Then let him go. You know what I mean?
Not really. No, I don't know. I don't actually. It's way too oversimplified for me. He's one of the two best quarterbacks in the league. And I'm not just letting him go. I'm not.
Okay. All right. Well, this all goes back to when they drafted that quarterback, right?
Jordan Love.
And the thing is, why would you draft a quarterback?
Okay, good.
Why would you do that?
That's fair. That's fair. Bad move.
Yeah, and then because you'd want to, after Aaron Rodgers, you would want to bring in a veteran, somebody who's got a couple of years or whatever, or play it by ear. If something happens to Aaron Rodgers, bring somebody in and whatever. I mean, later on, but you need receivers. You needed a tight end. You needed a defensive tackle. What? I would have went after what I needed instead of what held down the future. And then now he's all pissed off, and he don't want. I mean, way to go.
No, you got a problem. Like they screwed up, but just because I screw up doesn't mean I'm letting my franchise player go. Like deal with it. Yeah, with all due respect, I see both sides of this. Yeah, you needed a receiver. Yeah, you needed weapons. But really, is Aaron Rodgers threatened by Jordan Love? Honestly.
No, but he just doesn't feel the love. I mean,
I do know that.
You want to feel loved, man. If you're Aaron Rodgers, I mean, quarterbacks got this. I mean, they're all prima donnas, so you gotta wear kid clothes with them, So
yep.
Hey, that's just me, bro. Hey, good morning. Have a great day.
See you, James. James called us at 246-0610. Look, we're gonna go back to that, I guess. Just because I screwed up doesn't mean I'm cutting off my nose to spite my face. Like, I get it. They made a bad pick. He's angry. But James' point, let him go? Hell no. Let him go. A franchise quarterback with a
let him go. There's a lot more that goes into that. If you do end up trading him, what is the value going to be? You're not going to get the best in return for Aaron Rodgers, but can you get enough moving forward? It's more complicated than, he's not happy, let's just move on.
Yeah. Dan says, how about this? This sounds a little better. It says, it sounds like you're talking on a CB radio. Jeffrey in Juan Jose. Maybe Bobcat can play convoy. This is an award-winning show. Cumulus should have an engineer on site at all times to immediately deal with issues like this, says Dan. Yeah, we did. I think we took care of it. Sounds good now, doesn't it? Don't touch anything, dude. I won't either. Is Mike okay? Don't touch it. Look, I whatever you think about that whole thing, the Aaron Rodgers thing, you don't just get rid of him. My gut tells me June 1st is going to come here pretty quick. And after June 1st, after they don't have to take that cap hit, after they can move him, I think he's your quarterback. I think he's in Denver. There's just been too much noise, too much whispering, too much. I think he's ending up in Denver. I know you don't want to believe it, but you do, right?
I think everyone wants to believe it. That if you're a Broncos fan, that you can land someone like Aaron Rodgers, and just looking at the packages involved, the teams in the conversation, it does point to the Broncos. Because outside of that, are we going to see one of these teams, like San Francisco, really going to give up Trey Lance? Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is better now, but Trey Lance could be your quarterback for 10 to 12 years. That
means they're completely admitting they whiffed on Jordan Love. And I don't know that they're ready to completely admit that. That's why I think the Teddy Bridgewater thing with the package that we've talked about makes way more sense to me than okay, Trey Lance is Trey Lance seems to be really nice, but Trey Lance started out as this year's Jordan Love. Then he rose instead of sunk, right? But do you think that organization is ready to just say, you know what, we flat out whiffed?
If that's the case, like if you can't admit a mistake, if you feel at this point in time it is, then...
If you feel it is. If you're ready to admit that, yeah.
If you're just too proud,
well, then you're going to stink for another decade. Yeah. Then you're going to be bad for a decade. That's all right. You think the Niners are willing to move Trey Lance for him?
I don't. So that's why just when you start talking it out, it just keeps going back.
The Niners would be willing to move Jim Garoppolo, though. So if you're Green Bay, who could put together a better package? Like, honestly. Because if you say, all right, do I want Jim Garoppolo right now, Do I want Teddy Bridgewater or do I want Drew Lock? Well, if I'm not ready to go with Jordan Love, I probably want Jim Garoppolo. So now, who's got a better package of picks and players? Right? I need a receiver. I want Brandon Ayuk. Okay. I want your next 2 first-round picks. Okay. Which whoever gets Aaron Rodgers, the first-round picks are going to be lower anyway, right?
And San Francisco doesn't have one next year.
So they can't. It makes it tougher for them to make that deal.
Because they traded up for Trey Lance.
So it makes it tougher to make that deal. And that's why I think he's going to Denver. 505-246-0610 is where we are. I want to hear your thoughts on where do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to end up? I'll tell you where Brian Hoyer ended up when we get back. I think he's got a lifetime contract.
Well, let me tell you where you can find me when it comes to fitness. F45 training. F45 functional training is high-intensity workouts in just 45 minutes. You're going to get a great workout in a manageable time frame. There's a lot going on. Things are getting back to busy in your schedule, whether it's dropping the kids off, practice, work, and then by the time it gets later in the day, you're like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? But what if I told you can get that workout, that great workout in just 45 minutes? With F45 Functional Fitness, it's high, fast, intense workouts that are fast, fun, and results driven. And it's manageable because you can fit it into your schedule. Classes are available 7 days a week. So download the app right now. Check out the Northeast Heights location. Check them out at f45training.com so you can look at the schedule of classes, find one that fits your schedule, and get in there and try it. You can sign up for your 7-day free trial on the app because once you get in, you're going to realize it is a great workout for you in just 45 minutes. Certified trainers on site to help motivate and modify. Gym is awesome. And now moving forward, the atmosphere, it was comfortable before, and it's going to be that much better moving forward when you go in there to get your work done. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app today. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Some more when your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced. We're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing, tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. Hey, boys.
Connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill.
All right, so who's the... I didn't do it. See, I didn't do it.
We didn't touch it.
Didn't touch it. Kind of backed off a little bit. Maybe I just come to here. So, I tell... I tell you, I think now you can't hear me at all. Can you hear you?
Check 1, 2. Can we even hear anything?
Yeah, now I mean, I gotta hit it a few times. It's not like this was a problem last week or anything. I tell you, I think Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback of the Broncos. Brian Hoyer's re-signed. You just have a lifetime deal. Does he just keep moving into the same house? New England signed him for a year to back up Cam Newton and Mac Jones and
such a great presence in the locker room. Such a good dude.
He's got it. How about that? Does that sound better now? Can you hear me at all? Is that better? All right, I hit it. I hit it with two hands this time. Brian Hoyer, what is he? 100? Now he was bald at like 20, so I thought he was 40 years old then. Remember Mark Brunell?
Yes, I do.
Mark Brunell held a clipboard, I want to say till he was 42, right? Hung out, second, third string guy, really good, knowledgeable guy, good in the room, good in the quarterback room, good mentor,
Mark
really good handwriting.
A rare one, because I wouldn't put him in Brian Hoyer conversations because Mark Brunell actually had a career.
He did. He had a really nice career. He was a good quarterback.
You don't see that very often anymore. Like a legit starting quarterback that then transitions to backup guy. Now it's just kind of the Brian Hoyers of the world who play like 3 games and continue to be the backup quarterback.
Well, I think you're going to see it more now. Mitchell Trubisky was a legit starting quarterback. He's a backup now.
I'm talking that.
You're talking about a long, good career?
Success?
What would you call Ryan Fitzpatrick? Just a career backup? I mean, at some point, is Ryan Fitzpatrick a starter?
Is on a shelf all by himself. Like I don't know how you can't just say Fitzpatrick was a backup. You can't just say he was a starter. He's magical. He's a closer. Have we ever seen a closer in the NFL? But it was Ryan Fitzpatrick.
A closer who can start. Yeah. Tyrod Taylor? I mean, he was a starter in the NFL. He was Buffalo's starting quarterback for 3-4 years, right? He's now a backup.
Well, I think the way I look at it, I think Bridgewater would be close, but like Mark Brunell played at a high level for the Jaguars for an extended period of time. Like Tyrod Taylor began his career as a backup, got an opportunity to start, and is a backup again. But we just don't see this happen with quarterbacks, like a legit starter, like age into being that backup anymore.
Yeah, because they made so much money as legit starters, they don't need to deal with that bleep, right? I mean, honestly, I think it's probably before Mark Brunell made a living. Maybe he made good money, but if you're a starting quarterback in the NFL now for, I mean, I don't know if you've looked it up, however long Mark Brunell was. If you're that guy now, you've made a couple $100,000. You don't need to stand around and hold a clipboard and coddle some young guy for a while, unless you want to. Unless you enjoy being around, unless you enjoy that whole lot, which is fine, maybe you do.
So if you look at like 95 to 2002 for Mark Brunell,
he was good.
When he took over in his second season, he was 63-51.
They went to the AFC Championship game, right?
Yeah, not too shabby.
Brian Hoyer, how old's Brian Hoyer? Brian Hoyer's got to be tickling 40, doesn't he? Feels like he's been around for decades.
He's 35.
He's only 35.
Man. Absolutely.
How many is this his 5th stint with the Patriots? Probably didn't even have stats. It's his 5th? Yeah. Belichick likes him. He'll be around. He'll do that forever.
And so in 6 years with the Patriots, Brian Hoyer
has played
0-1.
It's like
Makes sense. He's backing up Tom Brady, bro.
It's like Chase Daniel. Chase Daniel was highly drafted out of Missouri. I don't know who he was with the Bears for a while. I don't know where he is now, but he's made a career. I want to say he's been in the league for like 12 years. I believe he's made one start.
He made a ton of money, too.
He's made a ton of money. It's a backup that gets paid $5-6 million a year.
This will shock you.
Yeah.
So you think Brian Hoyer is old, right?
Well, now I know he's only 35, so I did.
How old do you think Chase Daniel is?
Chase Daniel's going to be like 32.
34.
34?
I love backup.
How many years has he been in the league? How many years Chase Daniel's been in the league? I love backup quarterback stuff too.
His first season was 2010.
All right, so this is going to be his 11th year. How many starts has he made? What's his record?
He is 2-3.
Five. So he's got 5 games of record. Do you have to start the game to be the quarterback of record? So if you come in the second quarter and lead your team back, you don't get that victory. It's really odd in football. In baseball, there's an actual formula for it, right? In baseball, there's actual way who's the winning pitcher, who's not, right? Because you're going through 6, 7, 8 pitchers a game sometimes. In football, can they both get them? Like I don't even know how that works. I don't know that there's an official way to put a stat on that, to be honest with you, in football. But does it say how many games started?
Yeah, he is started 5.
All right, so all of those games are his. 5 games in 10 years. It's good living, man. You don't get hit a lot. You make a ton of money. You're living the lifestyle. I don't know if he's a single man or not, but if he's a single man and he's a quarterback in the NFL, I'm just saying he's getting those perks. All right? I've asked you this a lot of times, and I think the answer is right. It's the NBA. But would you rather be the third string quarterback on an NFL team or the last guy on the NBA bench? And those guys are making a lot of money. The last guy on the NBA bench is the answer, because even when you have to play, even when they call on you, even the rare times you got to take off your warm-ups, at least you don't got to get hit. You're not right. You're not out there getting just buried by 300-pound linemen, right? You just get embarrassed because you can't. You haven't put up a 3-pointer in a while. That's fine. Whatever. And then you go back and get your NBA paycheck.
Yeah, it's how much work do you actually want to do? Because being a backup quarterback entails quite a lot of work, I bet, during the week.
No doubt. No, there's no doubt. And you're getting hit.
Adonis Haslam, you just sit back, play 3 minutes, get in a fight, and your season's done.
Count your paper, right?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's that good. But I don't know how did we get on Mark Brunell? Oh, Brian Hoyer? Is that what we got there? All right, so bottom line is, I guess my whole point of this story.
Somehow, some way, we found out I have an affinity for Mark Brunell's career as a starter.
Who doesn't, though? Who doesn't have an affinity for Mark Brunell? Had one of the great careers, and he just hung out. Where did Mark Brunell, do you have his stuff up? Where did he end? Like after he left
Jets,
Jacksonville.
right?
I don't even remember. It felt like he was on every sideline in America.
Yeah, he was with the Jets.
All right, how many other teams is he with?
So he actually began his career in Green Bay.
Okay, I didn't even know that.
95.
Then he went to Jacksonville. Former Washington Husky great.
For Jacksonville.
Okay.
The brand new franchise in the NFL at that time. And then in 2004, played with Washington for 3 seasons, 2 years in New Orleans, and then 2 years with the New York Jets.
All right, that's it. That's only 5 teams, right? Mm-hmm. Packers, Jags, Washington, Jets. Was there anyone in there? Another one, Giants?
It's 5.
All right, 5 teams. All right. Well, anyway, Brian Hoyer re-signed with the Patriots. This is my whole point.
The news you need to know.
This is my whole point. He was with the Jets. Speaking of these guys who bounce around with the Jets, he had taken a free agent job with the Jets earlier this offseason, possibly to back up Zach Wilson. But now Bill Belichick called. He said, "Yeah, I'm out."
Here's one.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite backup quarterback in the NFL that's not, rookie or second year guy that was highly drafted?
Right now? Can I answer that when we get back? Because Bobcat's getting nervous, and I got to tell you about New Mail. Can we do that when we get back? Who's my favorite backup quarterback in the league that was on currently?
Like it's not a Jordan Love or something.
Currently?
Yeah.
Because it was always Kellen Moore. You know that.
Yeah.
It was always Kellen Moore.
Got to find a new one.
Yeah. All right. Who's your JJ asked you a question. Backup quarterback talk always rules, Bob. It always rules. Try it on the House of Strauss. It's unbelievable.
I will.
Yeah, do that. Springtime's here, summertime's coming, and it is fun time. But gentlemen, for you, that means it is time to feel like you again. If you are feeling sluggish, maybe you're regularly tired, carrying a few extra pounds, or dealing with erectile dysfunction, New Mail will help you feel like you again. Most likely you are well aware of this, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because as you age, things like fatigue, low T, even ED, they're natural. There's a really good chance you will be affected. Call New Mail at 505-652-1688. That's 505-652-1688. Or visit newmail at numale.com, and you can take care of it. New Mail leads the way when it comes to men's health, helping men feel better and battle nature. Testosterone replacement that is cutting edge, a process that is easy and comfortable and local. But the best part is the results are absolutely proven and real. Call and make an appointment at 505-652-1688. Sometimes the toughest part is that first part, making the call. Don't put it off, fellas. It is time. Time to feel well. Time to feel like you again, and New Mail will help. 505-652-1688 or visit newmail.com and feel better.
Calling all football players. Are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Steal coming in. Can she get the point?
As Chris, tough shot, gets it to go.
West up with it. Nice move by West, puts it up on the layup, scores.
Especially the team like Navajo Prep with so many weapons.
3 to beat the horn, yes! Nothing but nylon at the... Turnover, Henderson in transition, gonna slam it home. Gonzalez going to leave it for Hasbury. Send it in. Get it into Chavez. Natalia across the timeline. She's going to heave it from half court for the...
My goodness!
Chavez hits one from half court for the state championship.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Mike, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer Zero for static switches and power distribution units. High-tech power protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems.
Probing questions like JJ Buck just asked you. What'd you ask me?
Who's your favorite backup quarterback in the NFL that's not like a Jordan Love or something?
Highly drafted, first round pick, second round pick. Okay, so it's got to be current. It's kind of easy for me. It's kind of easy for me. Gardner Minshew. Who's yours?
Definitely Minshew was on the list. I am a big fan of one Tyrod Taylor in that role. I think he's the fantastic modern day backup quarterback.
Like me some John Wolford, guy who was playing for the Rams and got broked in that. Otherwise, Jared Goff wouldn't have played in the playoffs. Do you realize when Jared Goff beat Seattle in the playoffs last year for the Rams, if John Wolford, he was benched. He was benched for John Wolford. And then remember, John Wolford just got broken in that game against the Cardinals. Who was the other Cardinals quarterback in that game?
Chris Streveler.
Yeah, that was a good watch, man. John Wolford versus Chris Streveler.
Streveler.
Yeah, no, that was good stuff. I like me some Case Keenum, Cleveland. It's a good backup. Love me some Matt Barkley. Brett Rippon in Denver. Always have been a Sean Mannion guy. Always been a Sean Mannion guy out of Oregon State. He's with Minnesota now. And Taylor Heineke.
You know, those Mike Glennon, Sean Mannion, those.
Why is that the same? Well, I was on Mike Glennon. Who's a scout? Somebody I was talking to with the Cardinals organization when he was still with, where was he before? Tampa Bay. When he backing up in Tampa Bay. And swore that he was the guy and he was going to be the quarterback. It was a guy that I respected. This is back, I don't know. Sometimes I listen to these guys and they convince me. It's like when Brian Urlacher was playing with the Bears, and I remember him telling me Rex Grossman's really good. Just wait. You just wait and see. Rex Grossman. Rex is the guy, man. Rex is our guy. Rex Grossman's really good. Rex Grossman's going to be great. Rex Grossman wasn't good.
He had a moment.
He had a moment.
Good job, good effort.
A lot of these dudes had a moment. That's fine. But so, I kind of think, well, I mean, gosh, Brian Urlacher knows football.
You're going to listen.
Brian knows his stuff. He's up against this guy every day. He's like, Rex is our guy. And that was when Rex was their starting quarterback of the Bears. And
made the Super Bowl, right?
I believe so, yeah.
And then they lost to the Colts.
Yeah. So fair enough. But yeah, sometimes I listen to guys who I respect and who know the game, and I'm like, all right, I'm sold.
I'd listen as well in that situation.
Yeah, no, he used to tell me. I mean, I remember specifically where we were, and Brian told me, no, Rex Grossman's he's my guy, and he's our quarterback. He's going to be really good. So yeah, Gardner Minshew would probably be my best because he's a backup now, right? Trevor Lawrence is the starter.
He's a backup quarterback, and Gardner Minshew is perfect for this. He's the guy that fans are like, oh, we got Gardner Minshew? Okay, this could be fun, but he's going to be a backup quarterback the rest of his career. He's that dude in 10 years. We'd be like, remember Gardner Minshew? Yeah, he's still on the Rams roster.
Why did Gardner Minshew get his chance? Who was the quarterback? So Gardner Minshew was a 6th-round pick. He was a terrific quarterback at Washington State. They drafted him late. He was an afterthought. Who got hurt to have Gardner Minshew? Who was it? Nick Foles?
Broke his collarbone.
So they traded for Nick Foles. That was when they got him from Philadelphia. And I knew it was somebody. And it's like, all right, what are they going to do? Their season's over. Who's the guy with the mustache and the weird social media account?
And congratulations to Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
He got a chance to play. Everyone loves the mullet. And he stunk enough for Jacksonville to get Trevor Lawrence.
No.
Good on you.
You know, it's really interesting because that guy's going to make money. The rest, I mean, he's going to make life-changing money. He's going to stick around the NFL. I think Gardner Minshew, to your point, is a 10, 12-year NFL guy, right? He's proven that he's like he may fall right into that Fitzpatrick mode. A guy who's you want on your roster. If you need somebody that's going to have to win you a couple of games because your quarterback goes down, you could probably go to Gardner Minshew. Kind of like Fitzpatrick. I look at a guy like Taylor Heinicke, who might have earned himself that as well. Guys that you haven't heard of, but have an opportunity. They had a good college career somewhere. In this case, Washington State. I don't know, where's Taylor Heinicke? Do you know?
Wasn't he a FCS guy?
Okay. And gets an opportunity, plays well, and will always be, well, remember what he did? Always have that opportunity, and he'll make himself a living.
ODU.
He went to Old Dominion. Yeah. Went to Old Dominion. Right?
By the way,
yeah.
One last one on the way out for me, too.
Yeah.
Colt McCoy.
Yeah, I saw that. Is he in Arizona where they got like 18 quarterbacks or something? Is that where he is now?
Not quite as many as San Francisco has.
Kyler Murray, Brett Hundley, Chris Striveler, Cole McDonald, and Colt McCoy. So they got UCLA, Hawaii, Texas. Where's Striveler from? Who's your favorite backup quarterback? Yeah, that's what we're doing. He's from South Dakota, by the way. 505-246-0610.
The Lobos. I'm not mistaken.
About that. When we get back, who's got the most pressure in the playoffs? Team and player as the NBA playoffs get set to start tonight. Opening drive on 95.9 FM at AM 670 Sports Animal.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name been around forever, no one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive...
Yeah, that's settled. Now that you know who the best backup quarterbacks who weren't highly drafted are in the league, Gardner Minshew leads the list. Here we go. All right, let's have this conversation. I'm asking you, who's got the most pressure on him? Who? Maybe that's not the way to ask it. As the NBA playoffs begin tonight, you get the play-in tournament in the East. You'll get the Celtics and the Wizards in the 7-8 game. The winner will advance into the grid. The loser will drop into an elimination game against the winner of the 9-10 game, which is the Hornets and the Pacers. West will go tomorrow, same situation. 7-8 game will be the Warriors and the Lakers. The 9-10 game will be the Grizzlies and the San Antonio Spurs. So as you start this postseason, it's always important. To say who's it most important for is not to downplay the importance to anybody. It's important to LeBron and Anthony Davis. It's important to the Suns and the Jazz. And I get it. It's the postseason. This is what you play for. But as far as big picture, whether you like the word legacy, whether it's a closing window, whatever it is, who is this the most important postseason for? And I'm going to give you 3 to discuss amongst yourselves. Well, I'll take part in the conversation. And if you've got more, I'm listening. 1 for the Bucs and for Giannis. He's a 2-time defending MVP. I don't think he wins it this year, but I think he's in the top 5. Is it time for them to put up or shut up? They went out in the first round last year. They were the 1 seed the last 2 years. They haven't gotten the finals.
Well, they didn't lose in the first round last year.
2 years ago. 2 years ago, right? They lost the first round. They lost to the Heat last year. Is it for James Harden more so than his team? I don't know that or is it on the Nets with all the hype and everything they've done? Is it on them? Is it on LeBron and Anthony Davis to get another one with the window? I don't know. Is it closing for LeBron? Is it on the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George? A franchise that's never been to a conference final, that's spent all this money. And I would guess, I would tell you if I was going to give you an individual there, it'd be Paul George. Is it somebody else? You say, and I think I agree with you, although I'm gonna push back a little towards another direction. I think you and I both think it's Milwaukee because they've been the 1 seed twice. They've got Giannis, and they haven't been able to get to a final.
So, and for the Bucs, by the way, 2 years ago they lost in the conference finals.
To Toronto? Was that to Toronto?
Yes.
Okay. I don't care when they lose; they didn't get the final. I guess
it does. Well, when first round,
first round's different.
Like Giannis, absolutely would stand out.
Okay.
And so the last 2 times they've lost to the team that went on to win the NBA Finals doesn't make it any better, but that's just the fact with Milwaukee.
Well, it's great. No, they didn't lose last year to the team who won the finals.
Went. I apologize. Yeah. Me, it's Giannis in Milwaukee. This is what I have on my list: Giannis, the Bucs, Joel Embiid, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and that's my top 3.
You have Joel Embiid and Philly before you got the Nets and James Harden.
They have it.
I don't.
It's easy for Philadelphia.
Yeah,
that's why there's a ton of pressure on them. That should be a cakewalk for them. I can't look at James Harden and say there's a ton of pressure when there's Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant there. Because he can't have a bad game. Like, he could hurt his hamstring and not be there, and they're still going to be favored.
See, but he's the only one of those 3 that has not won. And if they don't, it shines back on him. You can't even win with those guys. You know, KD went to Golden State and he got his. Kyrie won with LeBron. You can't win with who do you have in Houston? He had Paul George. I'm sorry, he didn't have Paul. He had Chris Paul. He had built around there. You couldn't win in Oklahoma City with KD and Westbrook. They had to get out of there. So now
because they chose Serge Ibaka over him.
Look,
it's not on James Harden.
How's history going to look?
It's more on Kevin Durant.
All right. So now he's with Kevin Durant, who's a superstar now, bonafide. He's a champion. He's with Kyrie, who's a champion. I think it's a lot on him. I mean, to me, it's a close call for me between them and Milwaukee.
He's going to play bad, so I'm not worried.
I don't think he's going to play bad, but it's kind of there's a lot on him to play well.
Mm-hmm. And the one, I guess it's hard for me to look at people and say it's failure if you didn't beat the Golden State Warriors.
I agree
with the run they went on.
I agree.
They won 72 games without Kevin Durant. And to the one that hurts James Harden the most is that 3-1 series, and you're just looking for that one game. Because Chris Paul got hurt, and so it was James Harden versus the Warriors.
I agree with you that it doesn't hurt his legacy. But I also will tell you it prevents it from going to the next level. Charles Barkley is still thought of as a great player. Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone, all great players, right? Nobody ever questions how good they were, right? But isn't there always a yeah, but? Now, I'm not going to get mad at them because they couldn't beat the Bulls. Nobody could. Right? And then there was the Akeem and Drexler Rockets. Then the Spurs got great. There's always somebody. At some point, when are you the best? That's all. That's all. Look, I think James Harden is a Hall of Famer. He's a great player. All those things you agree with. He's great. One thing he's not is a champion. I don't look down on him. Karl Malone's not a champion. Karl Malone was great. Patrick Ewing was unbelievable. A lot of guys were really, 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 really good players. There's that one piece. That's why I think there's a lot. How many more? Do you think for Harden there's just going to be more years that this thing's going to be together for a while? And that's why
that's on the Nets and not Harden.
Okay, but those other two Nets have won.
Kyrie has.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant has.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant won because he joined the best team in the NBA, and he was a very good basketball player. But if you put James Harden on it, they're doing the same thing.
Is that? I'm not sure I'm convinced of that.
100%.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm totally 100% convinced of that. No.
Like James Harden
to me is not Kevin Durant. James Harden's really good.
James Harden would
Durant.
do exactly the same thing Kevin Durant did on that Warriors.
I'm not sure I buy that. I think they would have won. I do. I do think they would have won. I don't think. So what does that mean? They would have done the same thing. Would they have won? I think that team was so loaded. They were going to. By the way, the Warriors were winning championships before Kevin Durant got there.
That's what my point with James Harden. I look at the Western Conference and just that run of the Warriors. It's hard for me to look at anyone that beat them as failures.
All right. So now they're not there anymore. So now who's that team? Who's standing in the way of James Harden now? James Harden is that guy. Yeah. James Harden's on that team. I mean, at some point he's got to win a championship. I think it's on him a lot. And the other one's Paul George and the Clippers. So you think Joel Embiid more? I think the window for Joel Embiid, first of all, they're good. I wonder how we're going to see what's around them. But to your point on the path, I think their path is beautiful.
Like you either play Boston and the Knicks or the Hawks to get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. I think their path is beautiful. And I guess they were real close, right? They were the Kawhi bounce, rim shot away from advancing the year the Raptors won, right? That was a Game 7.
Because that just sent the game to overtime, didn't it?
I think that won it. I think. You remember? But where are you? I mean, who's got the most pressure? JJ and I disagree on this, which is fine. But who's got the most pressure on him? Jeremy says, time for another edition of JJ Buck. Get off my lawn. Rocks. Lawn. The emergency flashers on your car for emergencies. They aren't for drivers to do 5 miles an hour holding up traffic behind them while they're fumbling for directions on their phone. What the bleep is wrong with people?
Absolutely.
Oh, you drive a lot. You come up across people all the time on their
phone. Pull over.
Don't just
gas station.
Don't go 5 miles an hour and put on your hazards. Well, obviously somebody does it.
Exactly.
Jeremy's behind someone right now.
Jeremy, that's outrageous.
Oh, I thought he was behind me yesterday afternoon.
It was you, wasn't it?
It could have been my. I had a brake job done a couple of days ago, and all of a sudden I'm hearing noises and brake noises that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
So I was going like 5 miles an hour.
Why? Get the hell out of the road. Why are you doing that?
Because I was trying to get to a place where I could.
Oh, you couldn't get out of the road?
Not really.
All right. You put your hazards on?
Yes.
All right. So
you drove a bit slower, and I was on the shoulder.
It was you.
It could have been.
All right, Jeremy, it was Bobcat. Call him.
Yeah.
Well, if you're on the shoulder, you're trying to get somewhere.
Yeah, that's a different story. On the shoulder's a different story.
Yeah.
Sitting there in the middle lane, staring at your phone, putting your flashers on, trying to figure out, where am I going?
Well, if you're going to do that, might as well get in the fast lane.
Fair enough. Piss everybody off.
That's right.
Yeah, no, if you're going to piss somebody off, you might as well piss everybody off.
That's right.
All right, 505-246-0610 is a playoff start. Who's got the most pressure on them? Get you updates as we go through this thing, too, on the UNM golf team. What time is it? They just teed off out there at the NCAA golf regional at the UNM Championship course, day 2 out there. Lobos were tied for third. I'll update you on them and the Aggies, who are both in that region. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Bobcat. Is Aaron back in his seat? Look at that. He's like, yeah, J-Pool can go now. Get breakfast. Please, get breakfast. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Calling all football players. Are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradies.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Steal coming in. Can she get the point? As Chris, tough shot, gets it to go.
West up with it. Nice move by West, puts it up on the layup, scores.
Especially the team like Navajo Prep with so many weapons.
Three to beat the horn, yes! Nothing but nylon at the... Turnover, Henderson in transition, gonna slam it home. Gonzalez going to leave it for Hasbury. Send it in. Get it into Chavez. Natalia across the timeline. She's going to heave it from half court for the
Oh! My goodness!
Chavez hits one from half court for the state championship.
Wow.
Unbelievable!
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Mike, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T.
Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You're watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Men and Stevie on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm alone in third, 5 under par. Playing the first 3 holes, they're 1 under already on the day. Texas Tech leads the way at -9. Actually, Oregon State's now caught them. Or they caught Oregon State. Both at -9. And then New Mexico at 5 under par. But A&M's -4. South Carolina and Arizona State and Nevada are all 3 under. Stanford is 1 under. So there's a lot of teams right there. New Mexico State, 13th out of 14th. They'll start at 9:20 today. They are 12 over par. So they got a whole lot of work to do to the Aggies to climb their way into contention. Prairie View A&M brings up the backside. They are 35 over par. So that would put them 44 strokes off the lead. Wow. So that's going on now. And I'm not sure they're loving the weather. Or maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe they, not super hot. It's cool out. So you're saying it wasn't windy. I was playing the ALS tournament up at Twin Warriors yesterday. It was howling yesterday.
In the afternoon, it started to get
it whipped. And we teed off at 12:50.
But it was much worse. You could tell, of course, around the city and brutal. Where the what?
I mean, not too bad. It was out
land
golf. Yeah.
What was the wording for it? The tornadoes that form up instead of down. I forget what it was.
Upside down tornadoes.
All that was going around New Mexico yesterday.
Yeah. No, we got some weather yesterday. All right, got some emails that are coming in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at what? Sportsanimалabq.com. What? Upside down tornadoes?
Yeah.
What are they called?
I don't know. Dirt devils?
Are they? Dust devils? What are they called?
I'm trying to think of the word. Upside down tornadoes. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw Joe Diaz the other night. I forgot to ask him that. Hey, what do you call, well, buddy? I don't know what they are.
Those upside down tornadoes will get you every time.
Yeah. They'll just suck you right up into the sky instead of blow your house away. All right. Rod says it was too easy for the Chihuahuas, Jefferson. Talking about the isotopes in the Chihuahuas yesterday. Chihuahuas have taken the first 5 of the 6-game series, by the way. He says, back in the day when I played, back when I was a kid, Bobcat, back when I was a kid.
Land Spout.
Land Spout?
Yes.
That'd be a good name for a team. The El Paso Land Spouts. Huh?
Definitely like Midwest.
Yeah, the Topeka Land Spouts.
Yep.
Yeah, Kearney, Nebraska Land Spouts.
Never heard of land spouts. I've heard of water spouts.
It's an upside-down tornado, JJ just said.
Yeah.
Land
forms
spout.
Differently.
Listen to him.
Okay, never seen one.
He's reading Wikipedia. Listen
Absolutely.
to him.
Oh, Wikipedia. Oh, yes, that's the great source.
He must know.
When colliding wind gets drawn into an updraft and it spins due to the Earth's rotation.
And sucks you right up into the sky, right? And drops you miles away. Yeah.
Okay.
And you're like, man, we're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden you're in Oz. See, that's how that happened.
Okay.
All right. Rod said back in the day when I played, if we were flat, our coach would try to draw a technical with the refs, or he'd put our hatchet man to commit a hard foul. He felt that was the injection of energy we needed. That energy needs to happen tonight with the visiting squad because this hasn't been much of a rivalry series so far. He's saying basically you better throw at someone. Look, I don't know how chippy this is. You have Sushan from last night. You have a Josh Sushan call. I soaps last night. I just want to hear. I want to hear the tone of his voice because I soaps are off to a 1-10 start, and I feel for Josh. I do. They lost last night 9-3 in El Paso. You get them again tonight. Here's Josh last night on the call from beautiful El Paso, Texas.
The 2-2 is skied in the air to center. Going back is Colway, still going back on the warning track. It is off the wall, or is that gone? It is gone, says the third base umpire. It's a home run. Brian Servin with his first home run at AAA. And the Isotopes get the jump. It's 1-0.
Oh, so they were out early. Huh? Don't tell me there's no highlights. Don't tell me.
Game over.
That's right. He wasn't sold, though. 9-3 is the final. El Paso, Chihuahua.
Oh, there was more?
Oh, there was a lot more. Yeah, there was quite a bit more. In fact,
Dang it.
there was quite. There was well, then there was this.
Hit in the air fairly well to right field. Valade's going back. He's turning, and it is gone. Ben Ruda, a 3-run home run to right center. That's his second home run of the season. And the 3-run shot increases El Paso's lead to 6-2.
Yeah, we weren't done yet. It was 9-3 final. So, at what point do they get scrappy? Like, at what point do you think this team gets cranky? Right? At what point? I mean, does somebody just flip a switch? We've lost 10 out of 11, dude. We're not even we're getting pummeled every night.
It's an interesting theory because it assumes that you're going to be able to do something after the fact.
Yes, it does.
Like, you can get mad, but what does it matter if you're hitting 201?
Yes,
at some point in time, you're just not good.
Yeah.
And this is an organization, the Rockies organization, not the ISIPs, the Colorado Rockies, that are just struggling with talent from top to bottom right now.
And you're feeling it here. Yeah. I mean, I'll still go to the game. I'm still going to go out and enjoy, man.
Against the Dodgers,
they're not good.
The 9th and 10th team.
Yeah, they're not good.
In terms of offense in AAA West. You might have an opportunity.
Yeah. Dan says 10 points in 5 games. He's talking about the Isotopes. They've scored 10 runs in 5 games. Jeffrey, Juan, Jose, and Bobcat, how do you feel about Sushan's claim? The part of the offensive struggles of Albuquerque's baseball team is the new baseballs have no life. I would say the other guy scored 9 runs. They don't seem to have any problem scoring any runs.
You say that?
I don't know if he said that or not. I don't know. But I watched the Skeeters come in here and put up a lot of runs. Warren Schaefer was on with us last Tuesday talking about how the baseball was flying out of this ballpark, wasn't it? Was it only flying out for one team? Dan, I didn't hear him say that. But as far as that theory is concerned, I'm pretty certain they're both playing with the same baseballs, right?
Yes.
Other guys are scoring. I mean, maybe the balls. I think there's something to the balls being a little more dead this year than they were in the past. Okay, they're not as lively. They're not, but the other guys are scoring. You can't get a base hit to right field with these baseballs. The guy in second base score a run. Come on now. I mean, I'd like to hear Josh's theory. Maybe we'll talk to him this week. Love to hear if that in fact is what he said. Because, I mean, the other guys they're hitting the same balls, right? So I'm struggling buying that. Viper Pit equals Lobo fans? ? Says Todd. Jeff, every single coaching search at UNM, the main concern of Lobo fans, is this guy's going to use us as a stepping stone. He'll be around for a season or two before he leaves for Power 5. I think the Viper Pit's concerned that Bobcat has used their beloved house as a stepping stone, and he's now about to bail for the lucrative weekday gig on the opening drive.
Why would I want to do that?
Why would you want a lucrative weekday gig and have your weekends off?
Well, see, he's assuming that it's lucrative.
Yeah, no, he is assuming that. What do I tell you? It's just a sports animal, man.
It's a good sports animal. It's a good station.
It's a great station.
Yes, it is.
Been here 12 and a half years on this radio station.
And
I think I've been here half of the station's existence now. I think. Close. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that very topic has come up on the weekends before, of UNM being a stepping stone.
Well, everybody's a stepping stone, Bob.
Well, no, they're not.
Tell me who isn't.
I don't know. Me.
Well, no, let me give you this, all right? So Roy Williams just retired as the head coach at North Carolina. Do you know where he was before that? He was at Kansas.
Okay.
Kansas is considered one of those premier, Kansas, UCLA.
Yeah.
He used Kansas as a stepping stone. Shaka Smart. Now, I don't know if this is necessarily a stepping stone, but went to Texas. Texas is the highest budget athletic program. He just left for Marquette. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, he probably was ahead of the posse there. Okay?
Yes.
But fair enough. But guys leave, give me somewhere that wasn't a stepping stone for a guy didn't leave to go somewhere. Give me one. Give me one. I mean, there isn't one. Pete Carroll used USC football to get to the NFL.
I thought there was one just this last year. I can't.
Well, there's always
it's more. it's usually when that happens, it's just people don't get the big picture. Like if they're like, oh, we're just going to be a stepping stone, well, you just don't understand the whole picture. It's okay, but let's just explain it to you then of how it works. Even in college athletics, it's still there's a business side to it.
But I thought there was one last year that he was going to retire in a couple of years, was planning, and he wanted to go back to his hometown or something like that. For
Probably
the kids
was.
And that.
Yeah,
so there's that situation.
Look,
lifestyle.
Let me tell you something. If a guy comes in and coaches your program for 2 years, 5 years, 8 years, and then he gets an opportunity to go make a bunch more money, do something different, better his situation, and the reason he's getting that opportunity is because your program is in way better shape than when he got here, because all of a sudden you're winning, and that's why he's getting these opportunities, or she is, then you say, you know what, thank you. You pat that person on the shoulder, you shake his or her hand, you wish him luck and say thank you for making our program better, wish you the best, and go on and find somebody to continue what you're doing.
I'm all for that. Yeah.
That's the
fine.
answer.
Yeah.
There really isn't another answer. To get angry at somebody for going and bettering themselves. Well, they're using this as a stepping stone. For crying out loud, man. You're taking somebody from somewhere else who evidently is using that place as a stepping stone to get to your place.
Yeah. And if he only stays like a year or two,
whatever,
that's a problem. If he doesn't improve the program.
If he doesn't improve the program, but then he's not using it as a stepping stone, you're probably getting rid of him. Well, how's he getting a job? How's he moving up if he didn't do a good job here? Give me one of those. I'm listening.
I can't.
Yeah. I mean, if he's moving up, if he's getting a better job, making more money, he's probably done something here that's pretty good.
Yeah, I go for that. But if he's just using it as a placeholder,
okay,
to get to a better place, maybe.
Again, if he made me better.
If.
Welcome to athletics.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's the truth. We can put it in the real world. If a guy takes over a sales force and all of a sudden your sales force is up 77% in 2 years and he takes a job to make more money, well, you use this as a placeholder, 70. Okay, but look at you. You guys are making 77% more profit. Thank you. Protect what's important. Protect your home, protect your business, protect your family. Call International Protective Service. IPS protects my home. You see their vehicles around town. I know you do. Aaron Jones started this business in his hometown, Albuquerque, New Mexico, because he's passionate about making Albuquerque a better and a safer place to work, to live, to do business. Don't wait until it's too late. This is like insurance, and I get it. It's hard to pull the plug on this one. But then when something bad happens, it's too late, and you're going to wish you did it. IPS protects what is yours. You go out of town, they are there every day, pick up the newspaper, moving the garbage cans to the curb and back, doing exterior checks, giving your home that lived-in look. Your alarm goes off, they respond. Armed, trained security officers before the police get there. Within 5 to 7 minutes, they're there. They catch the bad guys. Protect what's important to you. I've trusted IPS for years. I suggest you call them as well. No long-term contracts, no long-term commitments, but it's something you're going to want. And something that you're going to trust. International Protective Service, 505-897-2420. That's 505-897-2420. Or visit them online at ipsglobal.com. Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big,
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
AA Ron. That's right. So Bourne's in on you, Bobcat. He said Bobcat can use that excuse with the Viper Pit, Jeff. He can claim the house is nicer now than when he took over from the last clown. And it'll be easier going forward for new producer Steph Cat to take that show to the next level.
No.
Kind of like
I
the
ain't going in.
See? I mean, I just read them, man. I don't write them.
Viper Pit is the Viper Pit. We love them all. We love our sports guys and we love our Vipers.
Honestly, look, that's a wonderful, passionate audience.
It is.
But one thing that's probably not true is they love everyone.
There have been times when I would wonder about that.
Yeah, that's not the most. They're very passionate, but that's not the most open-minded, forgiving, inclusive audience, is it?
I would probably have to say not all the time.
That's good people. I'm not saying that.
They're good people.
Maybe just not the most inclusive.
They have their opinions.
Yeah, and if you don't share their opinion, maybe you shouldn't be in the house. That's all. Bourne says Sushan sounds like he wishes he was back in Reno, where his Wolfpack had gotten hot at the right time against a weak Mountain Westfield. Looks like they're going to get the auto bid and the opportunity to go get blued out twice in the NCAA baseball tournament. Reno winning the baseball? That what's going on now? Okay, good for them. New Mexico is in third place at the NCAA Golf Regional, which is going on now out at UNM Championship Course. Look at Texas Tech and Oregon State are pulling away a little bit. They're both 12 under, both of them off to great starts. They played the first 4 holes. Their Tech is 7 under for the day. Oregon State 5 under for the day. Lobos at -5. So they've got a 2-stroke lead over fourth place Arizona State right now, and in a really good position. And so it's a big day for New Mexico and trying to advance to the NCAA championship. This is the regional. David, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, David.
Hello. A couple of comments about the idea that a team is better or a program is better because of the way a coach left it. That's only true, in my opinion, if they find a good replacement, a la Alfred at UNM and the Cubs and the Yankees. Argument is they've improved it. Sure, fine, great, fantastic. But ultimately, if that coaching staff can't maintain, a la Boise State did when they lost the guy to Washington and they found a good replacement. The argument is, like the Cubs and the Yankees, have they deteriorated because they can't find a coach that replaces the quality that the guy did, taking both teams after, not the Yankees, sorry, the Red Sox, to the World Series?
I would tell you, I think it's different at the professional level where the talent comes in and out. The head coach doesn't have as much say on there's no free agency, although you can argue that there is. When Alfred came in, it wasn't great. I don't think it's arguable that when Steve left, it was better than when he took over, right? I mean, is that's not arguable, right? We agree on that?
But after Noodles and ultimately McKay, I mean, not McKay, the guy after him, I mean, is it the guy who just left?
Paul.
I mean, the argument is they deteriorated.
Yeah.
The fans and the coach and the players were saying, look, if you don't retain
Noodles,
the assistant coach, then we're leaving, only to find out the assistant coach was running around saying we can't coach efforts, and the fans were saying, yes, you can coach efforts, meaning Neil was probably as good and only as good as an assistant coach, and he wasn't as good as Alfred was for whatever reason. And the argument that I'm making is you're only as good as you improve the program if the program is that good after you leave. Otherwise, you deteriorate, you go through another coaching search, and it's not as good. The coach can't say, well, look what I did for you now because I am irreplaceable and you can't do that good without me. So the program deteriorates.
So that somehow that's on the coach who left. If the program deteriorates, he built it up, prove you can win there, and then they don't win after. That's on him somehow?
Well, they can't use it to their credit because the only reason they're that good is because they're there. Is my basic question. They can't say I left you that good. And it's the Jerry Jones of Dallas Cowboys to Switzer. Just don't screw it up. When ultimately he was saying, okay, all you have to do is just do what Jimmy Johnson did, just don't screw it up. And then what happened? Switzer just kind of went down. He couldn't do at Dallas what Jimmy Johnson did.
Yeah, it's an interesting way to think. David, thanks and appreciate it. That's really loud. I'm going to give this to you. What do you think?
Well, the whole stepping stone argument's not about what happens after. It's just you say thank you, and now we have work to do. It's not like Steve Alford left. The program was better. And ultimately, to the caller's point, it didn't live up to the expectations after that. Okay, but that's not what we were talking. I don't even know how we got to.
Is that Steve's point? Or is that Steve's fault that it dropped off?
I don't even know how we got here on this, but it's not shocking when coaches leave after they've had success.
Yeah, but his point was
that's the thing. Like, you can't be upset. Like, at this point in time, you need to understand the world of not just pro sports, but collegiate athletics.
Yeah, I think they're totally different. So his point was, Alfred can't claim, well, look what I did because you need me there to do it. Well, not necessarily. The next guy didn't do it. That doesn't mean nobody else can. Now, could it have been a bad hire? Could the next guy not have worked? I mean, whatever. Give me a situation. His point in Boise State. Chris Peterson left. Brian Harsin came in. They continued to win. So can Chris Peterson then claim, look what I did and built to do a higher? The next guy's got to be able to continue it. Like, it's not on the guy who leaves to continue it. He's proven it can be done, right? That one lost me. So like when Steve Fisher left San Diego State, Brian Dutcher took over. Remember, there was that one down year and everybody's like, oh, he can't coach. Now they've lost 5 games in 3 years, and all of a sudden he can coach. I mean, what does that say? But Steve Fisher did stuff at San Diego State that's never been done before. Then he handed it off to Brian Dutcher. Brian Dutcher continues it. So does that validate David's point? That one lost me.
I'm very confused right now.
Yeah.
Just overall.
Yeah.
But what I'm not confused about is F45 training. F45 training has reignited the spark in my life when it comes to fitness. I definitely needed this gym after the year that we've just been through, not working out, trying to work out at home. Where's the motivation coming from? With F45, you're going to get a high-intensity workout that's fast, fun, and results-driven. In just 45 minutes, you get it, 45-minute classes, and you're going to find a way to fit it into your schedule. Take control of your gym identity now and check out F45. You can download the app, look at the Northeast Heights location, located at 5920 Holly Northeast, or check them out at f45training.com. And what I love about full body functional fitness, the high intensity classes, is the way it challenges you. Some workouts are geared more towards cardio, but you're not just sitting on a treadmill for 45 minutes or a bike for 45 minutes. That's not my thing. You're actively moving, doing all sorts of different exercises, tempos, sets, stations, and boom, you get in there, you're going to be sweating. You're like, it's already over? Yeah, and you're going to realize, man, I got a great workout when you look down and see how many calories that you burn. Certified trainers there every class to help motivate and modify. The atmosphere is fantastic, and it's for people that are looking to challenge themselves or kickstart your fitness. Once you're in there, you're not going to feel overwhelmed. You're not going to be looking around going, man, that dude's lifting 500 pounds over there. I'm only doing this. No, you're focused on your station and your workout. Bang, bang, bang. Let's go. F45training.com. Download the F45 app today. Take control of your fitness. You can do it. Classes available 7 days a week. You can sign up for your 7-day free trial on the app. Get in there, check it out, and you are going to enjoy it. F45 functional training is for everyone. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Mayfield coming in. Can she get the point?
As Chris, tough shot, gets it to go.
West up with it. Nice move by West. Puts it up on the layup. Scores.
Especially the team like Navajo Prep with so many weapons.
3 to beat the horn. Yes! Nothing but nylon at the... Turnover. Henderson in transition. Going to slam it home. Gonzalez going to leave it for Hasbury. Send it in. We get it into Chavez. Natalia across the timeline. She's going to heave it from half court for the
Oh! My goodness!
Chavez hits one from half court for the state championship.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McClain and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units.
I got it figured out, or at least Ren does. You can send your replies, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. Or Rockin' A-Ron. Oh, no, that's a different one. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Ren said, replying to David, Jeff, I think what he was trying to say is if this show goes to pot, then Bobcat can claim that Micah didn't leave the OD in as good of shape as we thought. I think that's what he was saying. I'm honestly, both you and I I'm not sure I understand it. I'm not that smart, and I understand I'm not very smart. But I don't really get it. All right, 246-0610 if you want to get in. 888-922-0610. Your emails are coming in. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. This one came in. Bob Baffert at Belmont. Jeremy says, Jeff, this is like the PGA Championship without Tiger. The casual fringe fans aren't going to view with the same interest. The casual fringe fans weren't watching Belmont anyway. When there's no Triple Crown on the line. See, Belmont is, of the three of them, it's the highest risk, highest reward. If there's a Triple Crown on the line, Belmont will get probably higher ratings than the Kentucky Derby, or at least battle it. And if there isn't a Triple Crown on the line, then you're like, yeah, whatever. Right? Are you watching Belmont?
I didn't watch the Preakness.
I did. I caught the Preakness by chance. I was, it's good. They're going to post.
I wouldn't even consider myself a fringe fan. So I'm not even.
So you don't even want to watch. Like you don't like the 2 minutes that it takes to watch the race. It's not exciting to you at all.
It just doesn't draw me in. I understand it's very.
That's fine.
Big, but even the Baffert stuff doesn't get me interested.
It draws me in. I enjoy it. I watch probably the 20 minutes leading up to. I can't. It's like, you want to give me a 2.5 hour soccer pregame show? I'm like, really? I don't need a 2.5 pregame show for a horse race either. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I will watch the 2 minutes of the race are really exciting to me. Now, I'll usually have picked a horse and the storylines around it. I think NBC does a terrific job, by the way, of telling all the stories of these stables and these horses and the jockeys and where everything comes from. I think they do an incredible job. And the fact that Jeremy Roenick has gone from being a great hockey player to an expert horse racing analyst is wonderful. But Jeremy, to your point, I just don't know that the casual fan is watching the Belmont anyway, unless there's a Triple Crown draw to it. Now, if you're going to tell me Bob Baffert was going to be reinstated the day before, he's still going to have 3 horses in it, isn't he? Just because he's not, who cares? Just because I don't have to see his white mop.
Horses are in it, yeah.
Yeah, so who cares if he's there or not? I mean, with all due respect, I'm going to disagree with you. Do I care less about the Belmont if I get to see his moppy head bounce around or not? He's got 3 horses in the race, right? Yeah, so that's really kind of what matters. All right, that's loud music today. I guess we're done. Like, if you play it louder, does that mean it's more urgent? Do I have less time to get out? Like, when you play the music louder, is it more urgent?
No, it's just I have Evan, the chief engineer, in here trying to figure out what happened.
I was just kind of curious. Yeah, it was just different. It was like, whoa, okay.
Sorry.
To me, I was urgent. No, I'm just curious.
You got 20 seconds.
All right. Well, 20 seconds.
When the music plays, get off stage, like wrap up your speech.
Yeah, hurry. Yeah, it's like the Academy Awards.
Now you got 10.
All right, come on back. Opening drives on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal and ProView Networks.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 2-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Siembieda, and J.J. Bond.
Well, on the day the NBA playoffs begin, Brian Hoyer's got a new home and Tom Brady needs one. What? It's the opening drive. Glad you're with us. NCAA golf regionals going on right now at the UNM Championship course. Lobos having a pretty good day so far. They're 2 under par, playing holes 3 through 6. Actually, they're through holes 3 through 6. They're in 3rd place right now. Not comfortably in, but in a good place and playing well. Oregon State leads the way. They're 15 under par, dude. Texas Tech is at -12 and New Mexico at -6. Now, you expect a run coming from Oklahoma and Texas A&M later in the day and Arizona State. So they need to continue to put up birdies. But with the cool conditions, and if the winds are down, I think the scoring is going to be decent today. And not super hot out there. So I'll keep you up to date as we go, but that's going on at the UNM Championship course. All right, we got playoffs tonight, and I think you and I are both on the same page. Do we both like Washington over Boston tonight? And Washington over Boston. Do we like the Hornets? I like the Hornets.
I like the Pacers.
Okay, Gordon Hayward hurt for the Hornets is an issue, so I'll go the other way on that.
They've been playing with them.
I know, but as we go into the playoffs, I'd like to have him back. All right, so that goes tonight.
Charlotte, Indiana, by the way, is just going to be a lot of fun. Take the over.
There's not a lot of defense. What is the over-under, do you know?
I was surprised the over-under was lower than Washington-Boston. It's 227 for Hornets Pacers, 232.5 for Wizards Celtics.
What's the number for Hornets Pacers?
227.
Okay. Yeah, I guess 227. Now you got to go over, don't you? You kind of have to go over. All right. I'm concerned for Tommy and Giselle. Brian Hoyer's got a new home. He's going back to New England, so it's his old home. Did you see? You know, Tom Brady and Giselle were renting one of Derek Jeter's places down in Tampa. The place sold yesterday, JJ. So they got to move out. It was listed for like $29 million or something. What do you do, man? I mean, I guess that was part of the deal. Well, I may sell the house, so you may have to move into an apartment for a little while. How many? There are a lot of mansions down there? A lot of places for them to go?
Bet there is.
I'm going to guess there are too. All right, I feel bad for Tommy. Here's a phone number if you want to get in today, 505-246-0610 or 888-922-0610. Emails this morning have been coming in, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. This came down this morning. The Sacramento Kings head coaching news. Luke Walton. I think this surprises you. I was a little indifferent. I thought he was going to get another chance. Luke Walton will be retained. Will get another year as head coach in Sacramento. They're 62-82 while he's been there. He will get a third run in Sacramento. Former Lakers coach. He got off to one of the greatest starts in league history, right? When he was in for Steve Kerr, and then he got the Lakers job. I know this surprises you, right?
A little bit, because right now you're looking down and the question, well, who's going to get fired? And that's potentially Luke Walton, because you look around, Detroit's bringing their coach back, a 21 team. They're saying, hey, we're moving forward.
Orlando?
In that situation. Steve Clifford seems like he'll be okay in Orlando, but the way they just cleaned house this year and traded everyone, I could see them making a move and just really focus on rebuilding. You have a first-year head coach in Houston, which is given a raw deal. They shouldn't fire him.
Horrible deal.
Minnesota already let go of their coach midway through the season. And so really, if you're at this point in time, you're looking at who could it have been. I think Luke Walton would have been up there now. He's back.
Who's the coach in Oklahoma City?
A lot of turnover this offseason.
I don't either. Who's the head coach at Oklahoma City?
Mark?
That guy?
Dagnall.
I mean, I don't know that you could blame him. Here's what I think. I think Boston. And if Brad Stevens is on the market, I think somebody makes a move to get Brad Stevens. Right? If they go out in the first round, which I think they're going to. Okay? I think what do they if they win tonight, they get the Nets in the first round? Yeah. It's a 7-2.
Yes.
They're not getting through the Nets. They lose tonight and win tomorrow. They get Philly in the first round. They're not getting through Philly. It's not tomorrow. And if they lose these next two, they're out and they didn't even get in the grid. I get a weird feeling on the Brad Stevens experiment. I could be totally wrong. But if they do fire him, I think somebody finds a place for him. Because to your point, I don't see a whole lot of other movement.
That makes sense to me.
The other one,
Brad Stevens is available. A team goes, oh,
let me ask you this. And I brought this up to you before. How long's Pop doing this? At some point, we're going to get a Greg Popovich, I'm done conversation. Brad Stevens down there feels interesting to me too.
Yes.
It just I don't know why it feels right. It just feels really interesting to me. But at some point, what did we decide? Greg Popovich 72? Is that what you told me the other day? I mean, how long does he want to do this mess? Slipping into a guy who's been winning championships his whole career, slipping into the playoff tournament, the play in, whatever this thing, if not playoff, play in as the 10 seed to get bounced out with that team. I mean, the guy's been doing it forever. I'm not sure he just needs to continue to do this. That's the one I would. It will shock the NBA world, but it's just not going to shock me because it's got to be coming soon. Right? He's been there how stinking long? It's got to be, it's over 2 decades.
Since 97.
I mean, really?
As head coach.
It's 24 years, dude. That's a long time. That's a long time. He's won championships. He's a Hall of Famer. He's considered one of the best there's ever been. That's a long, long time to be really, really successful. Do you know where he coached before San Antonio? Pomona Pitzer. Where? That's right. Pomona Pitzer. Little college in Inland Empire. But Bruin James knows about it. It's Bruin James territory. That's how he recruits Pomona. Yeah. I'm not telling you because I've heard any whispers. I look at it at 72 with a team that's just not very good anymore. Does he really want to rebuild this thing?
Well, that's what he's been doing.
I know he has.
The last few years. The thing with Pop is I don't look and go, oh, a Brad Stevens works there, because I think Pop is making that decision. I think he has that much.
So who's his guy? Is it Becky Hammond? Is that where Becky Hammond comes in?
It will be a situation that when Pop steps down.
Okay.
Ultimately, the Spurs still have to make the decision, but he'll be like, this is who should take over.
All right, and this may be Becky Hammond. Right? This may be, and that would be so Pop. Right? Super humanitarian, super outspoken, progressive, right? That would be right up his line. All right, I'll buy that. But I'm going to tell you, it won't surprise me if that happens in the next few weeks. And I'm not telling you he's getting too old to do it. I'm just saying how long does he want to do it? And I don't know anything about it, like inside stuff. But that's for me something to watch. Because otherwise, you're right. Where else are the coaching moves coming from? And typically, you're spinning 6 to 8 of them. I don't see it happen in Brooklyn.
Because a lot of them happened early this year.
Yeah.
We saw the Hawks made a change. Pacers. Did they make?
What about Charlotte? Is James Borrego safe?
I think so. Because you still, like, where were they supposed to be? This was just supposed to be, all right, let's see if LaMelo's any good. First year of Gordon Hayward, well, he gets hurt. And he found out, you know what, LaMelo's pretty good. And then all of a sudden, you look at that roster, you get Gordon Hayward back. P.J. Washington developed into a nice player. And they will be making another run towards the postseason with aspirations to not be in the play-in.
All right. I want you to hear from James. Of course, James Borrego is the coach at Charlotte. He's an Albuquerque Academy graduate, Albuquerque guy. Remember his name when Paul Weir got the job? This was a big name. Oh, they got to go get James Borrego. He's a Pop guy, right? He's a Popovich guy. They're matched up with Indiana here in the 9-10 game tonight. Here's former, well, he's not a former. Once you're an alum, you're always an alum. Here's Albuquerque Academy alum James Borrego, the head coach of the Charlotte Hornets, on the matchup with Indiana.
You know, there's a lot of storylines on both sides, but they're a very good team. They're a physical team. You know, they do have a guy in Sabonis that's a little bit different than someone we have. We play a little bit differently out there through the post, but should be a great matchup tomorrow.
All right, so we'll see. Kind of rooting for him, aren't you? Do you root for a local guy at all, or because he's an academy guy, private school guy, you don't root for him? Is that how you are?
That's a large assumption.
Come on now. You only root for the public school guys?
I'd never said that.
Got a buddy whose daughter's playing golf at the academy. Now, this gives it away, but they're a public school family. They're like, yeah, public school family, kind of getting used to rooting for the Chargers, but she's going to be a spectacular golfer. Spectacular. Already is. But I'm just saying, you know, is it all right? I mean, I'm a public school guy, too.
I am?
I'm a public school guy. But, you know, I can still root for the local guy.
This is just going to be fun basketball between the Pacers and Hornets. You tune into this matchup, you're going to see LaMelo and realize this dude's good.
Really good.
And I know a lot of people over the last few years, well, initially when Lonzo was coming in, were just tired of big baller brand.
I was.
Tired of bar ball. And guess what? You know, Lonzo and LaMelo are good NBA players.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no just manufacturing the hype. Like, they legitimately can play a high level of basketball. And Domantas Sabonis, if it wasn't for Julius Randle and what the Knicks' record was this season, he'd be the most improved player in the league as well. Like, he'd win that award. I think Julius Randle and Sabonis are awesome players. These weird power forward / point guards that we're seeing, the coming off of the Draymond Green mold over the last few years. And it's just going to be entertaining basketball this afternoon.
All right, when we get back, we're going to talk a little baseball. Albert Pujols got his first big hit for the Dodgers. You're going to hear from him and the Dodgers manager as well on having future Hall of Famer, probably first ballot future Hall of Famer, just drop into their lineup and what it means. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Bobcat, Aaron, and y'all on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Steal coming in. Can she get the point?
As Chris, tough shot, gets it to go.
West up with it. Nice move by West, puts it up on the layup, scores.
Especially the team like Navajo Prep with so many weapons.
3 to beat the horn, yes! Nothing but nylon at the... Turnover, Henderson in transition, gonna slam it home. Gonzalez gonna leave it for Hasbury, send it in! We get it into Chavez. Natalia across the timeline, she's gonna heave it from half court for the
Oh! My goodness!
Chavez hits one from half court for the state championship.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Albert Pujols is a Dodger. Own it. Understand it. Got an RBI single last night. Dodgers were winners last night. They beat the Diamondbacks by a score of 3-1. Dodgers have not been playing well. They've got a lot of injuries. Albert Pujols was hanging out in Southern California. The Angels were paying him $30 million. Did not do very much. They said, all right, come on over, take a chance. Understand that your role here is going to be limited, and it is what it is. And he said, fine. So we get an RBI single off of Madison Bumgarner, his first hit with the Dodgers. He signed with the club yesterday and officially had his first hit. What's the impact? What's he going to be? What's it like wherever you're going to go with that? I'm not certain what the role is going to be. It's going to be a limited role. But I can tell you this. It does feel like he feels like he's in a good place. I can't tell you what his Angel career means. To me, JJ, it's a Hall of Fame player with an incredibly nondescript run in Anaheim.
Yes.
Here's Albert Pujols on being a Dodger.
It was pretty awesome, man. Really high pump energy by the fans, and it was really excited. I was really excited to take that field, and just to contribute tonight for the ball club.
Well, the ball club got the win, and so it's another opportunity for Dave Roberts on his bench. What does he have? It's more in his arsenal. Dave Roberts is the manager, going through a lot of shuffling because of all the injuries the Dodgers have been dealing with. It meant a lot for Dave Roberts to be able to look down and see a Hall of Famer.
Everyone just fed off that energy, and I think for him to get that first at bat, the ovation that he got, took a good swing in his first at bat, I thought, and just to get the first hit out of the way, the first RBI, you can just see kind of, okay, now we can go and play, and so it was just really good to see.
JJ, big deal, little deal, no deal. That Albert Pujols is a Dodger and he got his first hit and was an RBI last night.
This is a little deal in the moment. It means a lot just with how hurt the Dodgers are. But I think in the long run, it's not going to have a dramatic impact on this team. It's just going to be a guy that you look down and he'll have a pinch hit.
Yeah.
Maybe hit a home run, but ultimately you look and he'll be like 2 for his last 20.
Okay. But that hit's going to be in a big spot. I look at it as like a veteran three-point shooter, a veteran scorer that an NBA club signs and hits a key shot in a playoff game. To your point, he's going 2 for 20. But those two are going to be big. He's not going to score a ton, your veteran, but he's going to hit you a big shot in a clutch minute, right? That's what I think Pujols is going to be. I think that's what the Dodgers are looking for. Is just to be able to have that guy there. I wonder where Dodger fan is, because I know you are really passionate. People love names. People love you could have a guy who's ripping up in the minors you never heard of, and who, by the way, would be way better for your club. But it's one of those, if I don't know who the hell he is, why do I care? I know who Albert Pujols is. Okay. I still think there's some hits in that guy. Got an RBI single last night in a game in May. Okay, knock yourself out. That's good. But I think I think it's a little deal that could be at times, on days, it could be a medium deal for them. We'll see.
And this all comes down to the timing of it when that big hit comes,
yeah.
And it could, as tight as this race ultimately could end up being, that heck a moment, May 23rd could be just as big as it would be September 23rd.
Yeah. All right, I got an email that says, I disagree with JJ. I know you love those. Garcia says, Jeff, to me, the Triple Crown is like golf's majors. You tune in even if you don't have any skin in the game just because of the tradition. I don't care if Sunday the final group of the PGA is Terrell Hatton and Russell Henley. I'll still be checking in from time to time. I might not watch the entire card, but I'll know exactly when the Belmont post time is and make sure I'm near a TV. P.S. Maybe Tampa can chill in his new sail for the time being, and then he sent me a link to Tommy's new $6 million yacht. It was an upgrade from the $2 million little dinghy that he had at the Super Bowl parade. Yeah, I guess they could live on the yacht for a little bit, right? Have you seen it, by the way? It is a beautiful piece of machinery. It is gorgeous. I'm not a big boat guy, but it is absolutely gorgeous. All right, so Garcia's going to look. That's your thing, man. If JJ is not a horse racing guy, he didn't care.
I did not grow up with anyone in my family that watched horse racing.
Yeah, he didn't care. I'm going to tell you, Garcia, I think the Triple Crown has lost a generation and may never come back. You've got a few people in people that are, I'm going to say 35 years and younger. You can find one out of every 25 that gives a damn. Maybe. Maybe. Golf's majors, I think, are different. And I don't fall into that category because I'll watch the final round of the Honda if it's Terrell Hatton and Russell Henley. I don't care. I'll watch that mess anyway. But I'll still watch the Belmont. I'll find a way to get there. And for me, it is one of those big events on the sports calendar that I want to know, I want to see, I want to take a look at. But I think it's lost a generation and it's going to be hard for it to get back because now you're not going to pass that on to your kid, and your kid's not going to know anything about it. And that's nobody's fault. It's just the way things happen. I mean, boxing kind of slipped into MMA, took over. Baseball slipped a little bit, right? Is your kid's going to know more English Premier League soccer than he's going to know American horse racing?
Probably. And that's not just not like poo-pooing horse racing at all. It's
not your thing.
Tracking me.
It's not your thing. That's okay. Yeah, and Garcia, you disagree with him. I'm not sure what you're disagreeing with. He says he's not going to watch it. I think you would agree with me, even though you're going to watch it, that I could care less if Bob Baffert's moppy head is there. I could care less if I get to see him. I've never once tuned into a horse race to see the trainer. Have you? Maybe once or twice to see Mike Smith from New Mexico ride. But never once to see a trainer in a suit. Never. But I mean, because there's no Triple Crown, I think
so. Baffert can't enter horses either.
Oh, so his horses are out? All right. Damn. Did they test positive again?
Racetracks.
Wait a minute.
But this is still going back to
the Kentucky Derby thing,
Derby situation where the cream had too much steroid in it.
It was just some cream. And by the way, that steroid was legal, just not legal to be in your system during the race. That's interesting. All right. 505-246-0610. All that's there for you. 888-922-0610. Emails. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Lobos at the golf have now slipped into a tie for third place. Here comes Nevada. Lobos bogeyed some holes, and so they're 1 under for the day and 5 under for the tournament. Nevada has caught them at -5, and Stanford's 1 stroke back at -4. Top 5 will advance, so this thing's going to come right down. I'm just telling you. It looks like Oregon State and Texas Tech are moving through. Oklahoma's just getting started, and you expect them to put on a run. Arizona State, I mean, you're not safe right now. Lobos are going to have to post some numbers. Playing on their home golf course, and they are tied for 3rd in the region. New Mexico State will go out 9:20 is when they get started, so right about now. They're plus 12, second to last place, 13th out of 14th. Okay? So I'll keep you abreast on that as well. I may get out there for a little bit today, if I can. Have to be early. How they're going to wrap it up. By the way, I haven't got to this. Your Avalanche, 4-1 last night.
Woo,
they're legit, dude.
That was a game that was much closer than the final score.
But your team is...
Bennington was unbelievable. That game should have been 3-0, yet it was 1-0, and St. Louis was able to score in the second period to tie it up at 1, and ultimately they have scored 2 more and then get an empty netter on them. But boy, that was a tight one because Bennington was unbelievable.
Talking about the Stanley Cup playoffs, and that was last night. So the Avs open up with their win last night. Yesterday in the Stanley Cup playoffs, Bruins beat the Capitals 4-3. That series is tied at 1 apiece. Hurricanes, Carolina, beat Nashville 5-2. Carolina leads that series 1-0. And the Avalanche win game 1 of the series against the St. Louis Blues 4-1. Tonight, you get the Flames and Canucks, Islanders and Penguins, which has been good, Lightning and Panthers, and the Minnesota Wild, who took a 1-0 lead. They beat Vegas in game 1. You're over Vegas, huh? You're not into that whole Vegas Golden Knights wonderful story garbage?
Oh, I'm not into them as a wonderful story anymore because they're a rival. Like it's Colorado and Vegas ahead of the pack in the Western Conference.
Yeah, no, that's what was that way with the Kings. I'm like, a cute story and all, but yeah, enough.
I got a kick out of them losing 1-0 to Minnesota.
In the
game 1.
Yeah. So that'll be tonight as well. All right, keep them coming at 505-246-0610. That's how to get to us, 888-922-0610. Emails are at jeff@sportsanimalabq.com, jj@sportsanimalabq.com. I've asked you the question, who has the most on the line in these playoffs? Individually and team-wise, is the NBA playoff start? Is it James Harden, Giannis, the Bucks, the Nets, the Clippers? Is it the Lakers and LeBron? Who is it? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Tell me they're not going this egg can.
The unrivaled.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McClain and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer Zero for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style.
Lobos falling at the regional, a really rough stretch has taken them to +1 on the day and -3. They're now in a tie for 5th. They started the day, or they've been up as high as 2nd, as high as 3rd. Now they're tied for 5th with Boise State. One ahead of South Carolina and in trouble right now. Oregon State, Texas Tech, 17 under and 13 under. Stanford, I told you, would make a move. They're at -5. Nevada, Mountain West, -4. And then there's Boise State, New Mexico tied at 3, and Oklahoma really hasn't got started, nor is Arizona State. So a really, really rough stretch for the Lobos over the last couple of holes. Bogeys on number 8 by Bonetta, a bogey on number 6 by Watkins, a bogey by Brandon Shong, and Sam Choi's even after bogeying number 5. So they're in trouble right now, but I'll keep you up to date. It's a kind of, you would expect them to get through right on their home course, and rough patch of it, rough go of it this morning. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. 888-922-0610. You got a favorite for the PGA this week?
I'll have one for you tomorrow.
All right. No, that's fine. You don't have to have it now. I
don't have it for you now, but I'm looking forward to that tournament over the weekend. I do have some more on Albert Pujols stuff.
Yeah, hit me.
Just a random list that popped up when I was searching the Twitter.
Yeah.
Most recent Dodgers 41 or older with a hit and an RBI in a game.
Boy, I don't even know where to start.
2 of the names you would never, ever guess.
Yeah, I have no idea where to start. I mean, there are dudes who just ended their careers there. But
I don't even know if you'd get one on the list.
Who are they?
So it's just recent. So it's going back to the last one was 2003.
Okay.
So, of course, you have Albert Pujols.
Yeah.
And 2010, Brad Ausmus.
Okay. A catcher that I forgot that was even a Dodger.
2008.
Yeah.
Greg Maddux.
It's not, I forgot that he was a Dodger.
2007, David Wells.
I remember vaguely that he was a thick Dodger. All right, so we're talking pitchers who were in their 40s in the National League that somehow got a hit, which is just a garbage stat, but okay.
These are the most recent Dodgers?
No, I'm down. It's
in
fair.
2003, Ricky Henderson.
Wow. Yes, and that's when I told you, I knew it was going to be of that ilk, right? Dudes who played their careers elsewhere that ended up in a Dodger uniform at the end. Like, honestly, if you'd have given me that list, Greg Maddux, David Wells, Ricky Henderson, Brad Ausmus,
Albert Pujols, what do they have in common?
Right? If you'd have given me the 4 before Pujols and said, how many of these guys wore a Dodger uniform, I'm not sure I would have told you all 4 of those. Like, Ricky Henderson played for everybody by the end. Like, everybody. I kind of remember David Wells. I guess now thinking about it, I guess I remember Maddux playing. I don't remember Brad Ausmus playing for them at all. I might have said 2. Like, do you remember all those guys playing for the Dodgers?
Not. David Wells was like when I was like, what? Like, I didn't even.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. The Maddux thing I'm really struggling with picturing. But I do remember late season. But like the Dodgers are home to everybody, it seems like, right? Oh, everybody's from Southern California or has a tie to Southern California. And they end up with the Dodgers. And the Dodgers always have money to spend. But they also always find these guys at the end of their career, like Pujols, who somebody else is paying for, and they can squeeze a couple of more drops out of. Right? I'll bet, like if you look at Maddux and Wells, I'll bet they won some games for the Dodgers. Right? Probably, they probably have a decent ERA and probably spent part of a season there and performed and paid off for them. Which one are you looking up first?
I got David Wells.
Yeah.
Who, at 44 years
44
in 2007, was 4-1.
See?
With 5.12 earned run average and 38 2/3 innings.
With the Dodgers.
With the Dodgers.
Who knew? All right, how about Maddux? So did you know that Maddux had 2 stints with the Dodgers? I didn't. After he finished up, he was with the Dodgers in 2006, which is just silly. He went 6-3, and then came back in 2008 and was 2-4 with a 5.09, and that was his last. That was it, and he was done at 42.
He threw 194 innings at 42.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, but that's what they do. They find these guys at the end that they can squeeze something out of because their farm system is always so good, right? Can we say one thing? I mean, consistently over the years, them and the Cardinals have had the best farm systems, guys coming up. There's always prospects. Always, always, always. I don't care if they were in Oklahoma City or in Albuquerque or they were in Vegas before they were here, or in between being Albuquerque. Right? I mean, how many rookies of the year they had? I mean, you can go back into the back in the day when it was like Sachs and all those guys were coming out of Albuquerque and they were rookies of the year. And then they had the recent, I think Raul Mondesi, right? All those guys. Always. And how many arms do they always have coming up? There's always a Dustin May coming up from the minor leagues. They've always got them starting pitching. And so they can sprinkle in these veterans who are in their 40s that they don't need that much out of. They usually come relatively cheap because somebody else is picking up the tab. But Maddox was 8-7 for the Dodgers. The 3.94 ERA. I just really? It's okay. Maddox's career, he won 355 games. 355 games. And as good as there ever was, he was the only guy who was a crafty righty.
Yes.
Right?
It's rare.
Because always, if he's crafty now, what is he? He's left-handed. But Greg Maddux was the only crafty righty. There are a lot of stories on Maddux, man. There's a lot of good stories out there on Maddux. But yeah, the Dodgers always find that guy. Where'd you find that? That was a Pujols. That started out with Pujols?
Yeah.
How we got there? All right. I'm down with that. It's insanity. Dodgers and Diamondbacks again tonight. Isotopes will be here on your radio station. We'll do that for you at 6:15 tonight. They're off on Wednesdays, but they'll finish up in El Paso tonight. Come home, and then Oklahoma City will be in town. You start a homestand out at the ballpark on Thursday. Josh Sushan will have the call. 6:15 tonight. Topes in the midst of a 9-game road losing streak that dates all the way back to last year. Well, 2 years ago. Actually, for sure it's the longest ever. Last year didn't even happen, did it? This dates back to 2019. It's the longest losing streak, road losing streak in the history of road losing streaks. Dates 3 calendar years. Lost last night 9-3. They are 1-10. Not hitting the ball, not pitching. It's a rough run for Albuquerque's AAA baseball team. Also tonight, you get NBA playoffs. Celtics and Wizards, 7-8 play-in game. In the Eastern Conference, the winner will advance into the grid as the number 7 team. The loser will drop down and play an elimination game against the winner of the 9-10 game. That'll be the Pacers and the Hornets for the right to be the 8th seed in the East and go on and take on the Philadelphia 76ers. That's what you get tonight in the National Basketball Association. I'll update you a little bit more on the golf out there because it's changing basically by the minute. Right now, the Lobos are out of the top 5. They are +2 on the day and -2 overall. Nevada's passed them and crawled into a tie for them. You got 2 Mountain West teams in the top 5, and neither one of them is New Mexico. 505-246-0610. Let's take the last break of the day. We'll come back and wrap it up strong with you. Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalaBQ.com. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Here's the steal coming in. Can she get the points?
As Chris, tough shot, gets it to go.
West up with it. Nice move by West. Puts it up on the layup. Scores.
Especially the team like Navajo Prep with so many weapons.
3 to beat the horn. Yes! Nothing but nylon at the... Turnover. Henderson in transition. Going to slam it home. Gonzalez going to leave it for Hasbury. Send it in.
Brian's in on the question on the NBA. Who's got the most pressure? You say not much on James Harden in the Nets, which is understandable. Although I disagree. He says, as far as the first round's concerned, it's got to be the Clippers. They basically decided they wanted to lose and play the Mavs. Now they have to prove why they did it. I said the Bucks have some pressure too. He says always awesome in regular season. Feels like they never show up in the postseason. I think it's on the Bucks, but like Clippers go out in the first round of the Mavericks, and they could. Do you blow that thing up? Like, what do you do there? Do you keep adding to it? Because at that point, you're just going, man, we poured a lot of money into this and got what out of it?
With the way they finished the season, I could put the Clippers at the top of the list. I just think there's more pressure on Giannis and Milwaukee because the big question after that is, well, what does Milwaukee do if Giannis isn't all in long term? And so, absolutely, I can see Giannis, Milwaukee, Kawhi Leonard, PG, the Clippers being the two with the most pressure on them. If you try to figure out, all right, what does that ranking look like?
All right, let's talk horses. John's on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline, wants to go there. Hello, John.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Say, you're talking about horse racing, generational thing and whatnot. Well, growing up, the Triple Crown in horse racing was a big deal in our house. We had 9 kids growing up, and we were into all the big 4 sports, and my dad was into everything. We watched bowling. We would watch dog races. We'd go down to Juarez and watch dog races. And then my dad would take us to the track here in Albuquerque at the fairgrounds and teach us how to handicap horses. But anyway, my mom grew up on a farm. She loved horses, so the Triple Crown was a big deal in our house. So fast forward to 2009, my children and I were in New York City celebrating my 50th birthday. We're going to go to New Yankee Stadium, just celebrate my 50th birthday. So we bellied up to the bar on May 2nd, 2009 at our Midtown Manhattan Hotel, and the Kentucky Derby was getting ready to go off. And Minette Bird from New Mexico was in that race. Mm-hmm. So as we were getting ready to get in the gate, this young, gorgeous lady from Jersey comes up to me and starts chatting me up, being a little flirty. I guess she thought I was Edward the Crusher. I don't know. Anyway, she goes, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from New Mexico." And I go, "There's a horse from New Mexico in the Kentucky Derby." She goes, "Oh yeah." I go, "Yeah." So I guess I'll be rooting for him. Home state. Yeah. Well, the gate breaks and Minette Bird's 25 lengths behind going into the first and second turn. And it was kind of a disappointing. I go, "Oh, wow, there's my horse, number 8. Well, down the backstretch, Calvin Burrell on the mount, he starts catching up to the pack. And then through turns 3 and 4, he starts sniping through the field. And as they head down the front stretch, he makes a bold move, goes to the rail, and he ends up winning the race going away. And the announcer didn't even know. He was so surprised that it was Minette Bird that won the race because he had started so far back. Anyway, I had told the lady that it was my 50th birthday and I was from New Mexico. And when Minette Bird won, she got more excited than I did, and she starts yelling in the bar, "This guy's from New Mexico. It's his 50th birthday, and the horse from New Mexico won." And everybody's in the bar starts cheering. Before I knew it, there was like 50 shots.
Everybody's buying you drinks, man, like you won. See, you did win. See, now if JJ, if that happened to you, you'd be a horse racing fan.
It was amazing. I mean, 50, they were so nice, and me and my 3 kids, they were grown-ups. We sat there and we downed as many of those shots we could.
That's so beautiful. Good stuff, man. John, thanks for that.
You bet.
Later. See? Yeah, you'd be a drunk horse racing fan, but you'd never forget it. I mean, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with being a drunk horse racing fan, is there? There's drunk football fans. There's drunk. I mean, I heard this. Now, I don't know this for a fact, but I heard there might be drunk soccer fans, too. I don't know that.
I have nothing but, get as drunk as you want. Yeah. Just don't drive afterwards.
I'm kidding. I can't joke back, man.
Drunk drivers is kind of a thing with me.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed on the driver thing. What'd you say?
Well, drink as much as you want for a soccer game, football, whatever you want. Just don't drive afterwards.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And
look, why'd you take it there? I don't even understand.
Well, because drunk football fans and everything, and they.
He was in a bar
home.
in New York. They got in a cab, or probably more so an Uber. Or would that be a
no,
Lyft?
because that was 2009, wasn't it? Isn't that when
the technicalities here?
They weren't even in
I think
existence.
you're missing the point. The cabs.
I probably am.
My point is he probably didn't drive as a tourist in New York City.
Yeah.
He probably didn't get in his rental car.
No, he didn't.
That's all I'm saying.
No.
How do we get here? David, call again?
You let me in on the conversation.
A horse race in New York City and have some hot chick from New Jersey hit on you because you're from New Mexico because she thinks you're Edward? Yeah. Exactly. All right, let me update you on the golf because it's changing quickly, man. New Mexico's now down to 7th. Wow, what's going on? They're going to have a big back nine to get themselves back into contention to advance. +2, 7th place. South Carolina's now past them. And here comes Oklahoma. And here comes Arizona State. So stand by and you'll get results on that as we go through it. All right, better game tonight. Celtics, Wizards, Pacers, Hornets. You like the Pacers, Hornets, huh?
I like Pacers, Hornets.
Just more fun to watch?
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm taking the over. I think both are going to be exciting.
Are you really taking the over, though?
Basketball games.
Are you going to bet it?
If I could get somewhere to bet it, I would take the over.
Yeah, I'll bet it.
In that contest. It's defense is optional for these two matchups. And you're going to see Jason Tatum, Russell Westbrook light it up. And then LaMelo Ball, DeMonte Sabonis is actually going to be a really fun back and forth seeing those two create for their teams.
All right, it's good watching, actually. That'll be a good watch for you. Celtics, what's the spread in Celtics game?
They're favored.
Celtics are favored? Yeah. All right.
They're 2-point favorite.
Because they're home. Right? Because they're home. All right. I'm going to go the other way. I don't even know why. I just got no faith in the Celtics. Just none. But that's fine. All right. Anything else I missed on my list today? I'm going down at the Pools thing. You don't care about Bob Baffert, right? You're over that? If there's a trainer there or not, I mean...
well, his horses won't be there, so that is a story.
Yeah, I guess it is. Hey, I didn't hit this. This Kelly Klein story. She's going to be the director of football operations for the Broncos. Highest ranking woman in the National Football League as far as a team operation situation. I think it's a big deal. Do you feel it's a big deal? I mean, it shouldn't be. Whoever's qualified, go do the job, right? If she's good at her job, let her go do the job. But the fact that that's a pretty decent-sized barrier that she's breaking feels to me like it's a big deal.
It is a big deal when you are believed to be the highest-ranking female scouting executive ever within an NFL team.
Right.
So absolutely. And I go back to, if you know what you're doing, if you're qualified for it, then it doesn't matter. Because there's a lot of guys in these situations that never played in the NFL.
That's right.
That didn't necessarily play at the highest level collegiately.
Many of them. They
know the sport. They're good at what they do, and thus they move forward. So the same can be said for a woman in that position.
I think that's absolutely right. I look throughout the league. I don't think Bill Belichick ever played at that level. Right? I don't think Kyle Shanahan ever did. I mean, who are the coaches of the Super Bowl? I'm pretty sure Andy Reid did not. Right? You don't have to. Oh, you never played the game. That's fine. And you never balanced the budget. You never had a hire and fire. I mean, yeah, there's different skill sets that go into being successful. I don't know, like you get good ratings when you get the Lakers and the Warriors in the play-in tournament.
Not too bad.
Yeah. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd will be after that. Sports Bar with Trulio and Carlisle. More local sports talk this afternoon at 4. And then you get the Isotopes and Chihuahuas at 6:15. Hey, Aaron, good work. Bob, I'm not really sure where you're going with some of that, but thanks for being here.
Never pass up the opportunity to remind people not to drink and drive.
And even find new opportunities.
Yes.
Be good to each other, please. Have a good day. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, it's Scott Stigler.